Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Zach Young, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we're joined by Michael Alvarez, the wolf of fitness and founder of Per Fitness, a luxury concierge personal training company delivering tailored in-home, virtual, and private gym sessions across Los Angeles and Las Vegas. A self-made entrepreneur who left home at 14 and built a thriving wellness empire by 19. Michael empowers high achievers, executives, families, and professionals with customized programs blending EMS technology for efficient muscle activation, complete body analysis, nutritional guidance, meal prep, and life coaching to sculpt the bodies and boost confidence without guesswork. Michael, a very, very warm welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Going to be a great episode, a lot to dive into. Before we do, I do like to start with your background, though. I know I touched on it a little bit, but just walk us through what were you doing previously and what was really your inspiration to get into this space?
Well, interesting, as you read there, I did move out of my house at 14 years old, and I grew up in Carroll City, Miramar, which is basically not the best income area in South Florida. And I always tell individuals, personal training is a low entry profession to join. You just got to get a certification and you can kind of more or less just start training people. So I needed to find a way to pay the bills. And I got a job at GNC when I was 16 years old. I was a franchise GNC because you have to be 18 to work there. So the owner, I guess, took maybe a motherly role, and she just basically hired me, even though she wasn't supposed to. And working at GNC, I learned sales and I learned how to sell sports supplements. And naturally, in that environment, supply and demand, clients started asking me, are you a trainer? As they were buying their protein shakes and their weight loss pills and all this stuff many years ago. And I didn't know what a trainer was, but I just one day say, yes, I am a trainer. And then the follow-up question to that response by the client was, how much do you charge? And I didn't know what to charge, but I needed $240 to pay for my little studio apartment behind a gas station. So I just said $240. And she was like, what does that get me? And I was like, that gets you unlimited workouts. So that's how I stumbled upon the fitness industry. And from there, the rest is history. But that's basically how I landed into the personal training industry.
Love it, man. Very, very natural, right? It kind of just, it found you and then you ran with it.
You know what? It found me and then I ran with it. Yes, that is the best way to sum it up. Elevator pitch, definitely.
Love it. Love it. Let's dive into the present day today, Per Fitness. Can you walk us through it? The business itself, who you typically working with, everything like that.
Yeah, so we work with high profile clients. I believe what makes us different is that we're a subscription-based company for in-home personal training. So we don't sell personal training sessions. And that was like a big thing, a big hurdle for me to overcome midway into building this company, because a lot of people would come on board and ask how much for a session or how much for. So I would, have to break that paradigm shift and really learn to find out what is it that you want to accomplish, because buying 3 workout sessions isn't going to get you there. And I really fell in love with the concept of, when you go to like a resort. I don't know if you've been on vacation, Zach. Maybe you go to like Cabo or Cancun and you pay a premium and you go to a resort and everything is taken care of, right? The gym is there, the yoga is there, the restaurants are there, the beach is there, the activities are there. You just pay one price and you get access to everything inside the resort. So that really inspired me to build a company following a very similar concept, where our clients will pay one price and get access to like this hub of all things health and wellness delivered by different experts. So that's basically what our business model is. And we cater to clients that could afford or see the value in that type of investment, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Very cool. Very different. Like I mentioned, I've had a ton of fitness coaches on the show before and none in this realm. So very interesting model. So subscription. And I mean, I even read they have access to life coaching as well. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Very cool. So and that's another thing that I enjoy, especially about when people take fitness as treating the whole person, right? We're not just trying to get abs here, right? Treating the whole person, making sure they're well in their mental, physical, and spiritual is really the aim here. So that's
Yeah,
very,
we
very cool.
We even have a self-mastery coach that does like hypnosis calls and does like trauma healing. So we're big on, they say that getting in shape, well, I believe anything, running a business, getting in shape, all of it is a spiritual journey. So we just want to cover want to cross all the T's, dot all the I's that our clients will require to really create that permanent, lasting change.
Mhm.
It has its hurdles because it is something that most coaches don't do, and it's a very unique business model. So
Yeah.
it's hard to scale because we are shifting paradigm shifts for humanity to really see this as an investment and really see all the value that we provide. And sometimes we'll get clients that are like, oh no, I just want to work out. And then those are our customers yet, not because they're not our customers, but just because they're really set in their beliefs of just thinking, I just need a program to follow and go to the gym.
Mm.
And most people struggle with the way they feel and the way they look. I mean, I saw a post on social media that said that for the first time in history, there's like more overweight kids than there are underweight. And well, at least in the US, and that really speaks volumes to the parents. So that means that there's more overweight kids. That means that there's more overweight parents who are depressed, who are dealing with the challenges of what it really means to improve the quality of their life through health, through fitness, and maintain those habits. And buying workout sessions isn't going to accomplish that for you.
Hmm. Absolutely. So when did you start this model? I'm very curious.
So this is a model that from day one, I was trying to find ways to properly introduce it to market. But I basically started the model from day one. I became the top trainer in Los Angeles because I was doing all those things for our clients. And I think a lot of trainers actually embody this model, but they haven't learned how to turn it into a profitable business or system that can be scaled. So I'm going through like all the challenges and doing that now myself.
Yeah. Absolutely. So targeting, higher income people makes a lot of sense for something like this. And it's a good time too. It seems like health and wellness is really becoming popular,
Yes.
right? Thanks to, Brian Johnson, whoever you want to say, Mr.
So
Huberman,
many
whatever
people.
it is. It's a good time for it.
It's a great time for it. I also believe that humanity is becoming more conscious,
Hmm.
where people are breaking out of the paradigms that, just not only with work or their purpose, but also with the way even training has gone from like bodybuilding to like building muscle to like high rocks and holistic and movement. Everyone's kind of shifting more to how can I just feel better inside of my temple,
Yeah,
which is ultimately temple means your body inside of your body.
of course. Of course. So I'm curious, how are you currently targeting those, higher income people to work with you guys, join your guys' service?
Yeah, so a lot of word of mouth. We're also looking to operate in two states like Los Angeles and Las Vegas, where there is going to be a higher income market, right? This would be different maybe if you're like in Michigan or Kentucky, right? But really, Google Ads is a big thing for us. Word of mouth is a big thing for us. But I do want to be honest, it's one of the challenges that we
Mhm.
face in a competitive market. So what I'm trying to do now, I've actually shifted my focus to working with the experts, working with the nutritionists, working with the trainers, and getting them to fall in love with this model to make it easier for us to continue providing this model. Because if we're the only ones providing this model and everyone else is just saying, I'll give you a workout for $60, we're like competing, right? And so I'm trying to help the experts shift their identity with how they promote this service, right?
Mm.
I believe online coaching is very valuable, and there's a lot of amazing online coaches that I follow, and online coaching coaches who coach online coaches that I follow. With social media right now, like online coaching makes sense, right? Work from anywhere, make a lot of money, like scale. I get it. But I always try to focus on money aside, because you can do so many things to make money. There's a lot of vehicles you can use, a lot of business models you can use to make money. Money aside, like I believe that my purpose, I've become very spiritual over the last couple of years. I'm a life path 33, if you know anything about numerology, which is known as like the master teacher or the master healer. And I always bring it back to my purpose. And I believe my purpose here is to teach humanity to treat their bodies better. That doesn't just mean get fit or lose weight or take Ozempic or take anabolic supplements. And I've been I've been doing it going directly to the clients. And recently I shifted my focus to really focusing on going to the experts and helping the experts shift how they are reaching the clients. Because if we can help more experts shift their identity, then we can ultimately help more of humanity. Human beings in general, I feel like I always tell we hire a lot of trainers, and trainers by nature could be a little bit more high ego. It's just part of their job description. And I always try to tell them, like, you don't need to poach clients. You don't need to do any of this stuff. There's so many people out there who could benefit from having someone help them with this. It's just focus on that approach as opposed to, when you go to like a corporate gym like an Equinox or an LA Fitness, and you see the trainer on the floor, like, are you working out with this person? You can't be training people here. And it's like, there's 300 members who don't have a trainer. Let's just shift that scarcity mindset to the abundance mindset and really focus on adding value to as many human beings as possible, and you're going to be
Mm.
okay. So just really shifted my identity to working with the experts.
Got it. Okay. So you educate the experts, then the experts tell the masses. So you don't
Yeah,
have to be the one educating each individual, which I understand could be a tough process.
right, correct. Yes.
Mm.
And that's had its own challenges as well. But I would say that ultimately, very grateful that we are very successful, and we've been in business now for 11 years.
Nice.
We've overcome the pandemic. We've overcome the fires in Los Angeles this year. Early in the year, a lot of our clients lost their second homes and stuff like that. I know some people will say, "Oh, their second homes." Yes, but losing anything, losing your phone, you can have two phones. If you lose one phone, you're gonna be bummed out by it. So I feel like our company, our model has proven that it's definitely cemented in the market, and there's a need for it.
Mhm.
And I believe that one day, if we continue building this model, we'll have a company like Equinox reach out to us and say, we want to target the in-home space. We want to target this type of model, and they'll either buy us out or want to collaborate with us down the road.
Nice. Very cool. Not a bad goal to have. I'm curious. So obviously you built out a team of trainers. You mentioned coaches as well. How did you go about that process of bringing these coaches on board and scaling the team?
That's honestly the most challenging part. And it's challenging for our clients as well. Since our clients are subscription, we do monthly and yearly subscriptions. So we have a phenomenal LTV. We've had clients that have been with us for years. And those clients will see a lot of different experts, because the challenge is, well, and I completely understand. So naturally, the experts in these fields, nutritionists, life coaches, self-mastery coaches, accountability coaches, online coaches, personal trainers, they all want to build their own clientele list. They all want to build their own businesses. They're all very entrepreneurial. So the challenge with that is that our churn rate is actually really high with
Mm.
quote unquote employee turnover. It's about 89%. But not only our company, this is like nationwide. Gyms have an 89% turnover when it comes to in-house staff. So I have not figured out how to properly turn that churn rate and make it last years. So we find talent through hiring agencies like Indeed and ZipRecruiter and stuff like that. And I do my best to lead with empathy and really understand that naturally these individuals are very entrepreneurial. So we don't gatekeep anything. We share all of our sales calls, we share all of our SOPs, like we share everything. We basically call it like giving you the ultimate playbook. And all that we ask is that while you're with us, that you respect our core values and that you give our clients the best possible experience, right? But we're not trying to stop you from building your own thing. This is why I've been really leaning towards like licensing and shifting the business slightly,
Mm.
so that way we can really lean into providing value to the experts. And in so forth, then we'll provide a lot of value to the clients. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I see how that could be a tough dilemma, right? You're hiring entrepreneurs.
Yeah, basically.
Entrepreneurs don't like being employees.
Yeah, yeah. And we don't call them, we don't call them employees. We don't treat them like employees, but we still expect them to fulfill a service
Mhm.
that they applied for to our clients. So I would say that most of our experts last anywhere between the average about 6 months to 9 months. On the low end, 3 to 5 months, which is could be overwhelming to the clients, because personal training or working with a coach feels very personal. So then they feel like they have to meet someone new. And even though we have all these systems in place, like we have again a very in-depth client profiles and we teach every new expert to study the client profile before they ever see a client. So that way, when they see the client, they're like, "Hey, Zach, by the way, I knew that was your birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday, and I know that last week you were in Utah. How was it? Like you show up and you have like all this information, so that way the client feels like, okay, you studied all my personality traits, psychological traits, mechanical traits, like you know exactly what I'm doing with my program, my goals. We don't want clients repeating themselves. So we put all the systems in place so clients don't have to repeat themselves. But meeting someone new every 3, 4, 5 months could feel a little overwhelming for clients. So
Sure.
that's been the biggest challenge for our business.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll be honest. I wish I had some advice for you. To be honest, I don't. I mean, I totally get it. That is a tough situation,
Yeah.
and there's no like, hey, this is an easy answer. Like it's a tough situation. But hey, you made it this
It's
far. You'll
Yeah.
get
And
there.
again, as you mentioned, I don't really have many other companies that I can be like, oh, they're doing this successfully. I
Yeah,
think that's the biggest challenge, especially because we're targeting an in-home market,
yeah,
which makes it even
absolutely.
more personal.
Yeah, yeah, that's about as personal as you can get.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
if we had a gym and we had the trainers on the gym floor, then that model will be different. The clients will be paying for membership. And then they will be buying personal training packages, which is the model most clients or most trainers are used to. And then you would have a operations manager or a chief of staff managing the gym floor, managing the trainers. They're all there. It's easier for culture. It's easier for maintaining that. But we have a very unique business model. So
Yeah.
uh,
Love it. So that's the coaches this side. I'm curious on the back end, taking care of the sales. Do you have a sales team in place or are you currently doing the sales?
we've had those. We've had appointment setters. We've had sales people in place. Um, but to be honest, again, like we've been kind of stuck in this very gray area of really figuring out how can we increase the LTV of our experts so that way we can have a healthy lead flow without not being able to fulfill. Because and I know I've gotten the advice from other people like don't worry about fulfillment, just bring in as many people as possible, keep the funnels going. But I just maybe I'm not used to like I just when clients reach out to me very unhappy, like I just don't want to be a company that's like maybe this is the solution, and maybe I'm the bottleneck to my own business. But I don't want to be a company that's bringing in so many clients and then dealing with refunds, dealing with all these issues because we can't fulfill. So for me, reputation is extremely important. We've been in business for 11 years and we don't have one bad review.
Hmm.
That to me means a lot. And we have raving reviews. Like clients leave essays. So we might not be the biggest company, we might not have thousands of clients, but we're at least I know like I could go to bed at night saying like, you know what? We work really, really hard on the quality of our service. That to me means a lot.
Yeah. It's not all about the money.
It's
Sometimes
not.
it's, hey, do you feel good about yourself and what you
Yeah.
provide to the world when you go to bed? If you do, you're doing something right.
You're doing something right. Yes. And don't get me wrong, the money's important, especially as a business owner. I'm sure any business owner is watching this. When it's all said and done, you still need to meet payroll, you still need to meet operating costs, you still need to meet marketing costs, you still need to keep the lights on, as they say. So there are very stressful nights, and I've lost some hair. I've gotten some gray hairs, I've lost some hair. I've spent nights where I haven't slept trying to find solutions.
Hmm.
Um, but I think when I zoom out on the bigger span of everything, I'm really grateful and happy with where the business is at today.
Yeah. Love it, man. Very important. Looking forward, let's say 2026. That's coming up soon. Any specific goals you've got for yourself in the business for next year you're looking to achieve?
Well, so we just in the last 2 months we brought on board like 5 employees, 5 new employees.
Nice.
So for 2026, again, I'm very spiritual. I don't know how much you know about spirituality, numerology, and all the things that have happened in the last year, 2025, and what it stands for. But in 2026, really, I'm really confident that we have our systems really ironed out. They've only gotten better because I think that's a business owner. That's what should be happening. You should be constantly looking at your business and making it better. So the longer you're in the market, the better your business should get. So going into 2026, I'm just very confident that we can finally step on that gas pedal just a little bit and bring in some more business, help more people. Um, and that's really what's exciting me. Just really just knowing that every single year we're getting better.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all you can ask for. Michael, pleasure having you on the show, my friend. Where can the listeners find you? Where can they connect with you online?
Yeah, so you can go on Instagram at PerFitnessPT. So PerFitnessPT, which is our company's Instagram, and then my Instagram is Wolf of Fitness. Um, But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much Instagram is the best way to find us online. That's where we try to be as active as possible. We also we inspire our trainers to do a lot of social media content. Again, right now, my biggest thing is how can we reach more of humanity and like offer value when it comes to like health and fitness. And I'm in a unique position where I get to work with a lot of experts, nutritionists, trainers, life coaches who are doing that. And they honestly again, so I'm filled with gratitude because they are very entrepreneurial, but our company is definitely doing something right where they want to go through our funnel.
Hmm.
And that to me means a lot. So I always remind myself, well, we're doing something right in the market where people who are very entrepreneurial are still saying, I want to be a part of this community. And
Hmm.
then when they're here, even when they step out, they never step out unhappy. They step out with like, I've gotten so much value from being part of this community that I'm inspired to do my own thing. And yes, our clients, maybe they don't love that part, but when you zoom out again and you kind of just remove all the ego, you zoom out, these are all good things that are happening. So I just
Hmm.
remind myself of that. So on Instagram, at PerFitnessPT or at Wolf of Fitness, is where everyone can find me.
Hmm. Zoom out a little bit. That's the theme I'm here. We got to zoom out. You'll see good things if you zoom out. Sometimes if you're too closed in, negative, bigger picture.
And they feel overwhelming. I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of coaches on here, a lot of business owners on here, right? It can feel very overwhelming when you're zoomed in. So I feel like just learn to zoom out and see all your growth, see how far you've grown as a human being, and see really what it is that like ultimately all businesses are in business to help humanity in some way.
Hmm.
Unless you're a drug dealer, then that might be a different. But most businesses are in businesses to help humanity in some way.
Yeah.
So if you just constantly bring yourself back to that, then that will get you through whatever hardship you're going through today and get you to the next day.
Yeah. Love it, dude. That's some wisdom right there. That is for sure. Michael, such a pleasure having you on, my brother. Thank you so much for your time.
Of course, Zach. Yes. Bye bye bye. Take care.
Take care. And that will wrap up another inspiring episode of the Founders Feature. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go and connect with Michael and the business on their Instagram and their website. All of those links will be in the show notes and description down below. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're looking to scale your business, and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from 0 to 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.